guys, I'm JB Zinger.
And I'm JC109.
And we're back with another review of Civilization 4 for the PC.
Yeah, the game was developed by Firaxis Games in 2005. Fourth game in the series. It did bring some new things to the table.
It did. I think this game was, compared to the other Civ games, is I wouldn't quite say underrated, but it just wasn't played much.
Yeah, and you know, today's games are all about the FPSs.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Shooting people in the face.
Not many. TBS hasn't been doing well recently, and especially in this period, 2005, definitely. Not many TBSs were played, so yeah, so let's get it.
So for any of you guys that don't know, TBS stands for turn-based strategy.
Well, if you didn't know, then you probably wouldn't be watching this video, so...
Well, you never know.
Oh. Anyway, so the objective of the game really is to, like the previous three Civilization games, if you've never heard of Civilization, basically is a turn-based strategy game where you control an empire or a race, and you basically just have to take over the world, I guess.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That's basically the objective of the game. That's the only objective of the game, really. just become the strongest, biggest civilization. Yeah.
Yeah, so about the game, it released in 2005. It didn't make that much of an impact in the community.
Civilization 2 was more of an impact, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty much the kickstarter of the series.
Yeah.
And 3 didn't really reboot it as much.
4 was sort of like a little bit of a comeback, wasn't it?
Yeah, 4 was a comeback. Probably because it really took the graphics to the next step with the 3D stuff, and
definitely.
really made some improvements and new additions to the game.
Definitely.
So some of the new features, one of the most prominent feature probably is the addition of religions.
Yeah.
So players can found and lead their own religion, which will give them different bonuses.
Yep.
To add to their empire.
Yeah. Besides the religions, also a huge step in graphics, such as like actual movements of the characters on the maps, unlike the previous three.
Alright, so yeah, those are pretty much the main features. Like the gameplay's still all the same, the one we all know and love.
Yep.
So yeah, details pretty much just classic TBS, nothing too important.
Huge variety of civilizations, Egyptians, Japanese, Romans, all the classics from the previous three.
Yeah, also one thing to note, they added animation portraits for each of the leaders, so we don't get a still image.
We don't just get text, do we?
Yeah, or still image like we did in the previous. Another improvement to the graphics, as well as I believe there's CGI cutscenes for when you build Great Wonders,
which actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's alright. So, you know, Civilization features pretty much the history of the world, going from the ancient times all the way to the futuristic.
Yeah.
So you get to use units, tanks, you know, archers.
All the way from swords and armory to tanks and guns, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So you pretty much just live the history of the world in a couple of hours.
Overall, really, this game, I believe, it wasn't very underrated, but it was definitely a game that should have had a higher
impact
in
the gaming community.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Civilization 2 was definitely the biggest, but I don't know, probably out of the Civilization series, this one is probably the next best one.
Yeah,
I should say.
Definitely.
Even though not many people agree with it, but yeah, I guess if you guys like Civ 2 or any of the Civilizations, then you should definitely have a look at this. Or if you've never played Civilization before, then you know this is another TBS to check out.
Just remember, it's for the PC only.
PC only.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So PC only. So Mac users, I'm sorry, but
I think they did release a Mac.
Did they?
I believe they did. Just not consoles. They
okay.
TBSs don't go really well with consoles. Same with strategy games.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, that's it for another review. I'm JB Zinger.
And I'm JC109.
And this was our Civilization 4 review.